To check out another video. I actually tried to do this a little bit ago and ran into an issue where I was actually doing an upload with OBS and didn't realize the microphone I had was not coming through as good, so decided to quickly do another one just to kind of give an update. I wanted to give a big shout out. Because I'm on my phone now, I can't really pull it up here so you can see it, but wanted to make sure you guys were aware to check out one of the channels. They're called Bearded Hops. They have a website, www.beardedhops.com. Going to actually be on their channel later this week on Wednesday for their podcast and broadcast on the YouTube channel. So that'll be Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern. I'll put a description of their channel into the description down below, and then that way if you guys want to check them out on Wednesday night, you can kind of check them out. They're a newer beer channel. And hey, what's happening, Eric? And they three guys sitting around talking beer, some pretty good stuff, pretty good time. It looked like I checked them out last week when they had Afro Beer Chick on the channel, so looking forward to throwing down some words with those guys and of course some beer. Outside of that, I'm going to actually drink this one here from Golden Road. Now the one I just did previously was actually the mango cart. This is the pineapple cart. Comes in at 4% ABV, pineapple wheat ale with blood orange and strawberry. So I'm going to see what this one actually tastes like. I've not had this one from Golden Road. The mango one was actually pretty good. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to really hear what I said about it after I looked at the playback. So I kind of got to get that readjusted. Plus, I want to get another camera on the computer than what I currently have. It doesn't really do as good for the video. It's kind of one of the older ones. So actually me shooting here on the phone a lot of times is better than me using the computer. So I'll go ahead and drink this one here, share this with you. And there you can see the pouring it. I'm actually using a Vice glass, of course, being a wheat ale. Want to kind of maximize the aroma and everything there, get a nice head on it. Thinking about 2 to 3 fingers. Always want to get a nice head on your beer if you can. That releases the aroma. It also releases the gases and the protein, so you're not too bloated. But here we have a nice look at it, a nice golden straw color. Aroma wise, get a nice feel of pineapple coming out. I do get some of the blood orange in the background nicely. A little bit of that strawberry type feel though as well. So the strawberry is kind of the lacking of the three. The one on the mango, it came out a lot easier on the beer. That one really came through, and this one not as much of it coming out of the glass. Hey Joe, what's happening, brother? Yeah, wrist is actually recovering, thanks. And it says you're shot after a long event filled weekend. I don't even know what's going on. We haven't talked to you in so long. You got all kinds of stuff probably happening. Now, Golden Road, they are one of the breweries actually under AB InBev as well now, so I don't usually get a lot of their beers, but I'll pick them up once in a while if something does intrigue me, because I like to still see what other ones are offering. They still have some decent beers there with them, and like, you know, you look at Elysian and some of the other ones. What's happening, Mary? Who wants fruit in their beer? Some of the other ones that are under that umbrella, Devil's Backbone, things along those lines. But this one, from the first taste of it, doesn't really come across as good as what the Mango Cart did. The Mango Cart was actually a pretty decent beer that I gave a 4 out of 5 on that one. This one does not have as much of the fruitiness really with it that you would kind of expect to have a refreshing quality with the beer. It's decent enough, but not something I would definitely try again. The Mango Cart, I would actually drink that on a hot day with no problem whatsoever. I really sit back and enjoy that one. But this one is decent. You get pineapple, you get the strawberry, you get that orange. Like I said, everything they put on the can you are getting out of it, but it's just not anything great to really write home about in that regard. It's got a nice little bit of a sweetness to it. It's very light, very refreshing. It sits on the palate rather easily. You can easily have something like this with a lighter type salad or something, maybe a little bit more lightweight. You know, if you were having like some ahi tuna or something like that, you can have this very easily with that. But this is kind of like, for me, the wheat ales I'm up and down on, and this is kind of the ones I'm a little bit more down on. So it's an okay one. If you like wheat ales, you may enjoy it a little bit more than me. For me, on this one, I'm going to give this one a 3.25 out of 5. Still better than your average type beer, but it's just not as great. So Hey, welcome, IG. Get this glass out the way. IGB Dev 55. How do I feel about IPAs? I actually like IPAs. IPAs are probably my third favorite style, behind stouts and then behind Belgian ales. So I do like bitter type beers. The one thing I like to try to do is to expand into other areas though. So it took me a while to get used to some of the wheat ales, and for this is one of the reasons why, because they're hit and miss for me. But some of the ones I have found I have like I said, the other review that I had to pull down because it wasn't of the quality I wanted it to be, that one would be one I would actually rank higher. Hey, what's happening, Eric? And what's happening, Gene? Good to see you. It's been a long time, Mr. Pierre. Hope all is well, my friend. But you experiment with all these different beers, all these different breweries out there, doing all these different things. The one thing I really haven't experimented with, and I'm been trying to avoid it a little bit more, is this whole seltzer water craze. Eventually, I may try some of the seltzers. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I've had one here or there, and I just don't get the big appeal of it, but a lot of people seem to be digging them. A lot of people are mixing them into their spirits, so I can kind of see that going on. Give yourself a little bit of extra kick with the spiked seltzer, but I don't know. I think, in my opinion, they may actually start to fade out by next year. I think it's getting to a point where it's getting too crazy. I mean, we got people like Four Loko actually making a seltzer. It's like, okay, maybe we pretty much jumped that shark. So, and Eric says, don't. So don't mess with the seltzer. Hard pass. Yeah, it's not something I would definitely look forward to trying for sure. But who knows? Eric's probably going to be, Eric does malt liquors all the time on his thing on Monday. So he tries different things he may not be fully aware of as well. So that's the whole thing. You don't want to be a snob. You want to experiment. You want to see other things that might be out there. You want to try to keep up on tab. So a nice thing coming this week, and as my arm, actually it is the arm is getting better. It was the wrist that was fractured, so I am starting to do a little bit more with it now. I'll be back to work probably next week. I can actually type a little bit, but not fully for what I need to do. So they got me doing the therapy exercises, but after fracturing the wrist, I'll be back in motion, getting the other stuff done, and I'm just glad now I'm off all the pain meds. I didn't even finish on the pain meds. We talked about that a little bit on the chat last night. I don't know how people get hooked on them as much. Not to say it's bad if you get hooked on them. It's just whenever I've had to take them, I just pretty much stopped. But that 2 weeks with no beer, I was finally able to drink some more and sit back and enjoy. So that's what I'm actually doing tonight. But Wednesday night, Bearded Hops. Check them out if you get a chance. They're actually a channel that's just under 100 right now, I think, for subs. So I'm going to put their YouTube channel in my description. But they do a podcast as well. But like I said, some good guys. I'm looking forward to being on that on Wednesday night. And then this Thursday upcoming, we'll be back with the Beer Flow show again. I'll be up and rolling so long as Eric and Todd are around, and maybe even Joe if Joe's in the mix still, depending on what Joe's schedule. I know Joe's having a hard time, and it might not be till fall if we get him back. We'd love to have him back on there at some point here, and then come back and have some fun doing that as well. But thanks for everybody that's kind of swung in here. I just kind of want to do a quick upload before I head to bed, and I was kind of upset that the one I did earlier didn't go through the way I wanted it to, so I had to come back and do something so I can give these guys a shout out and stuff. Thanks again. I look forward to catching you guys soon. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a beverage or a nightcap and had a great weekend. Hopefully you have a great Monday tomorrow. Keep drinking those good craft beers, although technically this isn't a craft beer now. Anyway, cheers, and I will catch you guys soon.